No rational human being wakes up and volunteers to strap a boat anchor to their thigh. It started innocently. We just wanted to find our keys. Then the intellectual necrosis took hold. We saw the pocket dump, a desperate cry for validation arranged in a grid. The gnawing, that perfect grid of black metal sitting on a fake topographic map. We clicked a video by Taylor Martin, the curator of the masculine flat lay. He showed off a leather tray that cost more than our first car, making our loose change look like evidence of a wasted life. His B-roll made a keychain look like a luxury car. We stared at the cold, sterile sheen of gear that had clearly never touched a human hand. We bought the lie. We believed that burning $200 on a flashlight would turn our chaotic, messy lives into a system of stoic, pseudo-military efficiency. We thought we were buying tools. We were not. We were buying masculine, emotional support blankets made of aerospace scrap. It starts cheap. We grab a $40 blade from Amazon, thinking we've hacked the system. We use the bottle opener exactly once on a warm beer. We feel dangerously capable. We are finally the guy who has a knife. But the high dies fast. We commit the unpardonable sin of logging into Reddit, the digital equivalent of a public restroom wall, where a stranger informs us that our knife is garbage and our happiness is incorrect. We enter the budget steal phase. We start memorizing metallurgical charts like a chemist with a gambling addiction. We buy a Civivi Elementum or a QSP Penguin because a stranger on the internet said it was the king of budget. We feel smart. Then we attack our pockets. We purge our soft leather bifold for a minimalist metal wallet. It doesn't hold cash, it just destroys the magnetic strips on our credit cards, leaving us looking like a functionally illiterate man-child at the checkout counter. But we're still under $100. We tell ourselves this is practical. We are merely optimizing our daily existence. To survive here, we must start speaking the jargon of the clinically obsessed. We perfect our gnawing. We arrange our curated landfill in a perfect grid to prove to Reddit we don't have a job. We celebrate NKD, New Knife Day. It's a strict ritual. We slice the packing tape, take a photo for strangers, and immediately shove the knife in a drawer forever. We start complaining about hot spots. We claim a tiny curve on the handle hurts our hand. This would only matter if we were whittling a canoe for 6 hours. We are not. We are opening Amazon envelopes. We unironically use the word deploy, stolen valor for soft-handed accountants whose most dangerous daily task is aggressive spreadsheet formatting. We have a panic attack over snail trails, which is just a fancy term for using the tool for its intended purpose on overpriced space metal that proves our masculine pacifier accidentally touched a key. We burn rent money on Timascus, or titanium Damascus. It's tie-dye for rich people. It looks like a gas station knife that went to private school. It's a unicorn diarrhea for millionaires. And finally, we own a Safe Queen. It's a diamond-encrusted hammer, a tool so expensive that it must never be used as a tool. We didn't join a hobby, we enlisted in a circular firing squad of insecure men. It's a gladiatorial match between two distinct species of neurosis. On one side, the users. They scream that tools should be thrashed like a rental car in Vegas, mostly because their manhood totem is already rusted garbage. On the other, the collectors. They insist this is pocket art. They tell us you don't use the Declaration of Independence as a dinner napkin. They keep their knives in velvet pouches like vampires sleeping in coffins. The insults fly constantly. The users scream that the collectors are hoarding lethal beanie babies. The collectors call the users beaters. We look at them and realize both sides are miserable. The user is destroying their investment. The collector is hoarding paperweights. The comment section is radioactive. The arguments are stupid. We try to find a middle ground and post our gear, seeking approval. We get destroyed because our knife is factory standard, not some custom nonsense forged in a wizard's volcano. We are not welcome here. We stop buying because we need to cut things. We start buying for the flex. We enter the exotic material phase. We turn to Nick Shabazz, the supreme pontiff of pointy things. He's just a disembodied voice with weird gloves, but he possesses our financial autonomy. He reviews our beloved gas station garbage and calls the mechanics hot garbage. He tells us we need a gem, so we obey. We buy a Chris Reeve Sebenza. They tell us it's the Rolex of knives. It costs $500. It cuts Amazon tape exactly as well as a jagged nail. But we don't stop there. Then we reach peak stupidity. We buy the LynchNW Grade 5 Titanium Pry Bar. It's a $300 piece of flat metal with no moving parts. It does absolutely nothing. We're paying a mortgage payment for a glorified paint can opener. We convince ourselves we need it to save our knife tip from damage. It's a self-deception meant to fill the void. We're IT managers carrying a pry bar designed to breach a door in a war zone. The air conditioning hums, we sit in our ergonomic chairs, we're ready for an imaginary combat scenarios that will never come. We look around and see the clones. First is the tie guy. He lives in a gray hell. His watch, ring, pen, and comb are all gray jewelry for men. He lectures you on ounce counting while he's carrying 40 pounds of unnecessary body fat. He spends hundreds to shave 3 grams off his loadout. Meanwhile, he's carrying 40 pounds of body fat. The irony is heavy. Then there's the fidgeter, a nervous wreck who spent his 401k on a magnetic slider. Click, clack, the sound of his retirement vanishing. He carries knucks, which are essentially questionable paperweights. He buys zirconium magnetic sliders. His hands never stop. Click, clack, slide. The office is dead silent. The noise is maddening. He talks about the crispy acoustics. We just hear a divorce-inducing price tag. Finally, we meet the heritage hipster. He smells like old pennies. He carries a handkerchief that is, for all intents and purposes, a rag of pocket-aged pathogens, LARPing as a Dust Bowl survivor. He carries a traditional slip-joint knife, just like Grandpa. He keeps a handkerchief in his back pocket, but he never blows his nose. He only uses it to wipe greasy fingerprints off his gear. It is biohazardous. We lie to our bank accounts. We tell ourselves that grade 5 holds its value like real estate. We honestly believe we can sell our custom anodized pocket crowbar on the secondary market for profit because it was a limited sprint run. We are delusional. It's just colored scrap. Then we lie to our spouse. We bury the PayPal receipts in the backyard like a dog hiding a bone. I didn't buy a new knife, honey, we say. I just swapped the slabs on the old one. We know we're lying. The PayPal receipts are buried. We try to stop the guilt with math. We invent cost per carry math to justify our voluntary bankruptcy. Since we never actually cut anything, the cost per use is roughly $75. We're paying a subscription fee to look Instagram-worthy but functionally useless. Finally, we use the heritage excuse. We claim this gear is heirloom quality. We say we'll pass it down to our sons. Let's be real. Our kids don't want our heirlooms. They want Ethereum. Our legacy is a box of sharp junk they'll sell at a yard sale for $5. The reality of this hobby is that it's not preparedness, it's a hernia. We walk with a limp because we're dragging 4 pounds of copper and $500 dull metal in our cargo shorts. Our belt screams for mercy. The cold metal digs into our hips. We're constantly hiking up our pants like toddlers trying to support the weight of a hardware store in our pockets. Then comes the inevitable tragedy. We slide our $1,200 iPhone into the front pocket. It slides right against our SWAT team fantasy pen with the tungsten glass breaker tip. Crunch. We shatter our own screen. We destroyed a useful, sharp, shiny object with a toy designed to punch bad guys who do not exist. The nights are just as bad. We stand by the nightstand to deload. Clank, thud, crash. We dump our pockets at night. Clank, thud. It sounds like a toolbox falling down a flight of stairs. It scares the dog, but the social isolation is worse. We go to dinner. The waiter brings a steak knife. We refuse it. We whip out a switchblade. The room goes silent. We aren't cool. We look like a deranged survivalist dissecting a nugget. This is the moment we trained for, our tactical D-Day. A beer needs opening. We're at a party. The room is loud. Someone shouts, "Does anyone have a bottle opener?" Our heart hammers against our ribs. We rush forward. We reach into our pocket and deploy the custom LynchNW Grade 5 titanium pry bar. It costs $300. It has an integrated cap lifter. This is why we carry the weight. We try to use our $300 pry bar. We pull, nothing happens. The ergonomic design is a nightmare. Our hands are sweaty, we pull harder. Scrape, it slips. We scratch the anodization and nearly cry in front of a woman. Then Chad walks up with a 99-cent lighter. Pop, done. We are left standing there, a grown man clutching a fashion accessory that cuts things. The trap slams shut. We are not MacGyver. We are just grown men holding expensive toys we're afraid to break. We spent thousands to be ready for the apocalypse, but we couldn't even open a beer.